So allow me to introduce myself. I am, in fact, the world's most interesting man.
Don't you get it, man?
Welcome to True Be Talking. I am your host, True, and in this video, I'm going to be talking a little boxing. Yes, sir. We got a good match coming up this week. Arutur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, and it's going to be a great fight, man. So I want to talk about that fight a little bit. Tank versus Lamont Roach. I want to talk about that a little bit and get into a little more Tank Davis news, and also the possibility of Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. But starting off, like I said, the fight that we got this weekend, this Saturday, Dmitry Bivol versus Arutur Beterbiev. This is going to be a great fight. Dmitry Bivol, I think right now a lot of people, it's really a 50-50 fight, but I think a lot of people are expecting Dmitry Bivol to outbox Arutur Beterbiev. They're expecting him to go in and kind of do like he did Canelo. Put that jab out there, catch him with anything. Whenever he tries to come in, just catch him, keep him working, keeping his feet moving. If you didn't get to see him fight Canelo, you can go check that fight out. He did a really great job against Canelo. You know, Canelo's a big puncher, so he did a really good job against a big puncher before. But I think Beterbiev, I think this is a different type of monster. I went back and watched a few fights from Beterbiev because up until now I hadn't really heard of him. Of course, this dude, he's 19-0 with 19 knockouts. Dude is mean, bro. Like, if you look at him in his face, like, his eyes are dark, man. Like, he's a beast. And this is going to be one hell of a fight. But also, even though he is a big puncher, it seems like everything he hits you with hurts. Even if it's, you know, something he got the cock back on or just those little taps. It looks like everything is hurting his opposition. He's a great puncher, but he's also a great boxer. I don't want to use the word great because people will say, hey, you're just giving him credit, but he's a good boxer. He's patient, waits for his openings, and of course, when he finds his openings, he can land a punch. I also went back and watched a few other Dmitry Bivol fights. I think it was against a guy named Nanand. Yeah, Nanand. He actually stopped this guy, but he did show some openings where he could get hit and where he can get hit good and square. The guy did hit him a few times, you know, some really good punches. I feel like if Beterbiev is able to catch him with those same punches, it might be a short night for Mr. Bivol. My prediction for this fight, I'm taking Beterbiev for the simple fact that this is going to be a great boxing match. Both guys can box, but when it comes to the bigger puncher, Beterbiev definitely has the bigger punches. I think he'll be able to land those punches, and I think he's going to be able to take Bivol out of it. I think it'll be between the 6th and 9th rounds. I don't think he's going to catch him early and take him out because, like I said, Bivol is still a really good fighter. But I do think at some point he's going to be able to wear him down. You know, now once we get into those championship rounds, you know, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, if Bivol wants a chance to win, that's where he wants to end up, is in those championship rounds. He definitely wants to try to take it to the cards because I don't think he has enough power or enough strength to try to take him out with a knockout. That's one of the reasons why I'm picking Beterbiev, because, hey man, that's a 12-round fight. I'm predicting from the 6th round, starting at the 6th round, he's going to be in the middle of the ocean. Bivol's going to be in the middle of the ocean. He's going to have a big shark out there with him, and it's going to be a high chance of getting bit or drowned. And that 6th to 12th round is what's really going to make that second half of that fight. I think Beterbiev is going to get to him between the 6th and 9th rounds. I think we're going to see a knockout in that one. So my pick is Arutur Beterbiev. If you're gambling, if you're putting money on it, that's definitely who I'm picking. But I think right now the odds are in Bivol's favor. The next thing I want to talk about, the next fight coming up in December, Gervonta Tank Davis finally got someone to fight him. He's going to be going up against Lamont Roach Jr. A lot of people upset about this fight. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it's just really weird. Him and Lamont Roach is going to be a really good fight. I'm going to definitely do some more research, watch a few more fights from Lamont Roach Jr. I've seen, I think, 2 of them so far. I like what I've seen. It's definitely going to be a good fight. I think he's going to be a little harder for Tank to figure out than Frank Martin, per se. Like Frank Martin, of course, you know he had the good foot movement. He picks his punches well. But Tank was able to cut off the ring. And once he was able to cut off the ring and figure him out that way, that's when he kind of, took over. Lamont Roach Jr., from the fight I've seen so far, not doing a lot of movement. He's actually looking to cut off the ring. He's looking to land bigger punches, bigger shots. So this is going to be kind of a battle of styles. They kind of have the same styles, patient, waiting for their shots, delivering big shots and good punches in the meantime until they find the opening that they want. I think it's going to be a mental chess match for the first 4 or 5 rounds. I don't have a prediction for this one just yet. Of course, I would always put my money on Tank just based off what I've seen from him so far. But like I said, I'm gonna do a little more research, check out Lamont Roach Jr. and a couple of his other fights. But before that fight happens in December, trust me, I'm gonna have my final prediction and I'll let y'all know what I come up with my final analysis of that one. One other thing I want to talk about with Tank is, and it's crazy that boxing media is pushing this a lot. I've been seeing a lot of sources saying that Tank is ducking and he's cherry picking and this, that, and the third. The boxing fans have a short memory. Like, it's ridiculous. They have the shortest memory. Lamont Roach Jr. was not his first pick. He was in negotiations with Lomachenko. Lomachenko stepped away from the table. He didn't want to fight Tank because a few weeks after that, he was very into trying to get a fight with Shakur Stevenson. He was very vocal about that. But when it was about Tank, and Tank is sitting in front of you, we're at the table sitting down talking about this, bro. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do to fight, how we're going to get this fight made. And the man said he didn't feel like fighting this year. That's his right. But it's definitely a duck. He ducked the hell out of Tank. There's really no argument to that. And I don't think he ever had like a next option after Loma duck, because the next was just talk. Shakur Stevenson, of course, will be the next that was going to possibly step up. I knew that fight wouldn't happen for the simple fact that they needed a little more build up for the Shakur and Tank Davis fight. Would it have sold if they would have went on and made it? Of course it would have. Of course, the build up for it, after they made the fight and after they went through negotiations, the build up for it, they definitely would have been able to sell it. But I think you need something a little grander, because to me personally, I think Tank is at the top, and then you have Shakur and maybe Loma, Frank, some of these other guys, one of those other guys is right there at 2 and 3. But Shakur and Tank, they are definitely 2 at the top. I don't see too many people beating either one of those guys. The only person I really see beating Shakur is Tank at 135. Let me say at 135, because when we start talking, going up to 140, I feel like Pitbull could have a good chance at Shakur or catching Shakur on the slick. But of course, with Shakur's defense and his foot movement, he'll probably get out the way. But I digress. So, of course, Shakur would have been the next choice, but of course, Shakur wouldn't have hand surgery. Plus, he wasn't going to fight Tank anyway, because he was trying to make another fight with Joe Cordina. He was going to make a fight with him. Shakur wasn't going to fight Tank at the end of this year. Rayo Valenzuela was the third option, I guess. He's not able to fight because he's waiting on Pitbull Cruz. If you know anything, he just beat Pitbull, and Pitbull has a rematch clause. So he's waiting on Pitbull to see what he's going to do about their rematch. And, of course, he's get that rematch. That's going to make that happen. Plus, there's still the matter of Tank being at 135 and Rayo being at 140. I remember thinking, 135 and 140, that's just a 5-pound difference. If Tank wanted to do it, he could. But after seeing Bud move up from 147 to 154 and not even making 154, he was at 153. Then seeing how small Tank Davis is, and the fact that he is in his third weight class. Shout out to Fanon, International Boxing, MH Blackwell. He's been talking about this for the past few weeks, because it's been craziness, right? That people keep saying that Tank ducked and Tank is cherry picking. Like, bro, he literally cannot find someone to fight. Everybody he stepped to turned him down, except for Lamont Roach Jr. Let's go down. I don't want to fight you, Lomachenko. I'm having hand surgery and I don't want to fight you right now, no way, because I'm fighting somebody else. That's Shakur. I'm waiting on the guy to let me know if he's going to rematch me or not. That's Rayo. Only thing left is Lamont Roach Jr., bro. And Lamont Roach Jr. is a really good fighter. I think we're going to get a very entertaining fight. once that happens in December, I'm watching, I'm purchasing, you know, I'm a true boxing fan. I'm a fan of some boxers, but I love boxing more. So I can watch whoever fight. So any fight is a good fight to me as long as they're fighting. Let's get some fucking fights, man. The last thing I want to talk about, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Of course, I previously did a video on Deontay Wilder where I talked about how I think he should get ready to retire. He probably have a couple more fights in him, and that'll probably be the end of his career. Same thing applies to Anthony Joshua. He just lost by knockout again. Didn't look good at all in that fight. He looked hesitant. He looked a little scared. He looked off. I always felt Anthony Joshua had skills, you know, really good boxing skills, and he was a really good boxer, but someone pointed out to me that they don't think he has a chin. And I'm thinking that's probably true. He doesn't have much of a chin. He can box, but against Dubois, he couldn't find his distance. He looked hesitant. He looked like he didn't really want to be in there, and he got knocked the fuck out, bro. Like, they're both at the end of their careers. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is something we all wanted when they were at the peak of their careers that we never got, and that's because Anthony Joshua ended up getting knocked the fuck out by Andy Ruiz, and I think Deontay Wilder ended up losing to Tyson Fury that first time. So no, it wasn't him. It was crap. I can't think of the guy's name, but he lost to someone else. It wasn't Tyson. He lost to someone else before he lost to Fury, and that's what stopped that fight from happening with him and AJ fighting. But I think now you're at the end of your careers. Hey man, give it to us, bro. The fans still want it. We still want it, man. We still want to see them two fight. Like I said, I like fighting. I like boxing. Give it to us, bro. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. It probably won't be a main event. I believe it could definitely be like a co-main event or just one of the big undercard fights. You know, if we can get like a packed out card like we had for the Terrence Crawford Israel Madrimov fight, that'd be awesome. You know, that'd be great. Get another packed out card. Throw them niggas on that bitch, bro. Anthony Joshua and motherfucking Deontay Wilder. We gonna buy it. We gonna watch. Trust me. We here for that. At least I'm here for that shit. Definitely trying to see it. The Dmitry Bivol and Beterbiev fight this weekend. They do have an undercard. The main event is on ESPN, but I think the undercard is on pay-per-view. And the undercard, I didn't recognize any names. From when I looked at it, I didn't recognize any names. But if I find a way to watch it without having to pay pay-per-view prices for the undercard, I'm definitely checking out the undercard too. Like I said, I love boxing. When it's a fight day, I spend my whole day watching all the fights. I watch the prelims, I watch the undercard, I watch the main events. I'm watching boxing all day. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and take my shot. Give you some crown on this one. Good old Crown Royal. Bang. This is a shot, man. Fight week, baby. And nothing like fight week. Hopefully we can get some bigger fights, some more fights in 2025 that we really want. I want to see Bud finally get back in there. I think they're trying to make the Bud Crawford and Fundora. I can give you my early prediction on that. If that fight happens, Bud knocking that boy the fuck out. Understand? Bud knocking that man the fuck out, bro. Nothing else to talk about. But this is for my people, for the fight. Skyline Republic, baby. You know what it is. This has been another episode of True Be Talking. Like, comment, share. Let me know what you think about the fights coming up in the comments. Anything that I said here, hey, holla at me, man. Like, share, subscribe. This has been True Be Talking. I'm out. My room, sometimes I stare at the wall, thinking of ways to get paid. Man, ain't no feelings involved. I got no bitch on my mind. I got some stress on my chest. Shit, I got bills and some debt. Sometimes it's hard to feel blessed. I keep my mind on my goals and I keep my eyes on the prize. I keep a milk chocolate chick with big tits and thick thighs. One roll on the table and I got a glass full of Crown. I gave her vodka and gin. Now all I drink.